Compact SUVs and crossovers have become extremely popular in India. Honda has recently introduced its compact crossover, the WRV. Today let's review the top-end diesel variant.
Hello friends, I welcome you all to my review of Honda WRV.
WRV is based on the Jazz. It has an entirely new muscular front and the ground clearance has been raised to 188 mm. The cladding that runs through the bottom of the car not only enhances the looks but also prevents from expensive paint works while it takes a hit at bad road conditions. The rear looks have also been revised. The roof rails and the skid plates gives it an attitude and more of an SUV look. The R16 gunmetal finish multi-spoke alloy wheels look awesome. The LED DRLs look very attractive. The all-black interiors of the WRV looks very sporty. The dash panel is made up of soft plastic and the quality is good. There is lot of glass area in the cabin and the addition of the sunroof brings in even more light. The 7-inch touchscreen infotainment system and the segment's first touchscreen automatic climate control add a wow factor. The cabin looks very airy and spacious. All the buttons and knobs have a tactile feel. The interior space is best in class. Overall, it is a very practical cabin. The blue themed instrument cluster looks good. We have two engine options, a 1.2 liter IV Tech petrol and a 1.5 liter ID Tech diesel. I am driving the diesel variant which has a maximum power of 100 PS at 3600 rpm and a maximum torque of 200 Newton meter. It comes in two trims, SMT and VHMT. Being a crossover, we do not expect a 4x4 option. But Honda clearly portrays the WRV as an urban car. So it is surprising to see the WRV without an option of an automatic gearbox. The WRV's diesel engine feels much refined when compared to that of the Jazz. Honda has made some improvements. But the engine noise can be heard inside the cabin. The engine pulls cleanly from the low revs and builds up the power nicely. There are no sudden surges. That is, there is no spikes and dips in the power. There is very minimal turbo lag at low RPMs which cannot be felt. This makes it very easy to drive in slow moving traffic. Driving at the highways also feels enjoyable. It is not a fun to drive car in my opinion as it doesn't have a punchy mid-range. The acceleration is linear. If we rev the engine hard, it gets noisy. To be specific, the engine gets noisy when it touches 3800 rpm. So it is recommended to shift the gears early to have a silent cabin. The clutch feels so light and the gearbox is buttery smooth. Gears change with a satisfying click. The steering feels very light and easy to drive in city traffic. But it becomes heavy when you pick up speed and make a sharp turn. It strikes quite a nice balance for city and highway driving conditions. The steering gives adequate feedback while cornering at tight bends. The driver can confidently make a turn. It tucks into the corners neatly and driving the WRV at the hills will be an enjoyable experience. But there is a fair amount of body roll while cornering. It has ABS with EBD as standard across all variants. The brakes are solid. The ride quality is very good. The suspension feels soft at lower speeds. It filters all the bumps and potholes. It is flat and composed at high speeds. It handles the potholes without any thuds. The suspension is tuned well both for the city and highway. When driving in the highway, we can shift to the 6th gear. The engine will run at relatively low RPM of 1500 even when the car is at triple digit speeds. This makes the cabin silent and free from engine vibrations. The car is very stable at high speeds. The diesel variant gives a good mileage when compared with other cars in its segment. It gives a mileage of 15 to 16 km per liter in the city and 23 to 24 km per liter in the highway. The performance of the car is also very good in my opinion. The visibility all around the car is adequate while driving. But the A-pillar, which runs so far forward, affects the vision around the corners. The cut quarter glass in the front doesn't help in aiding the vision. The cooling effect of the AC is good even during very hot climatic conditions. WRV has the biggest cabin space in its segment, but there are no rear AC vents. In my opinion, the rear seat comfort is very good. An addition of a rear AC vent could have made it even better. The sound quality of the music system is excellent. It has 4 speakers and 2 tweeters. There is no need for any modifications in the music system. The bass is good and there is 1.5 GB of internal memory. When compared with other cars in its segment, the WRV misses out some features like projector headlamps, automatic rain sensing wipers, auto dimming interior rear view mirror and rear parking sensors. At this price point, a buyer will definitely expect such features. The build quality of this car is in par with most of its rivals. The only car in this segment which has a better build quality is the Cross Polo. The ex-showroom price of the WRV ranges from 7.8 lakhs to 10 lakhs. The car which I am driving costs Rs 11.4 lakhs on road in Chennai as on August 2017. I have also test driven the petrol variant which comes with a 1.2 liter IV Tech engine. It is a super refined engine with very low noise and vibration levels. But it gives a max mileage of only 17 km per liter and the performance is just okay when compared with its diesel sibling. If you are interested in buying this car, I strongly recommend the diesel variant. The on-road price of the diesel variant is exactly 1 lakh more than the petrol variant. It has better mileage, better performance and has some features that are only available in the diesel variant such as cruise control system, 6-speed manual gearbox instead of 5-speed, smart key or keyless access system, push button start stop system. Let's open the bonnet to have a look at the engine. The engine bay is well laid out. Getting into the driver's seat, the door opens wide and even tall people can easily enter the car. The headroom is generous and the underthigh support is adequate. The driver sits in a higher position and gets a commanding view of the road. We can adjust the steering for reach as well as rake. The driver's seat is height adjustable and the driver can get into his comfortable position within few minutes. I have adjusted the driver's seat according to my driving position. My height is 5 feet and 11 inches. Getting into the rear seats, the headroom is generous and I have loads of legroom. The underthigh support is adequate. The floor panel is flat and 3 passengers can sit very comfortably even in long highway trips. But there are no rear armrest, no rear AC vents and no 12-volt socket for rear seat passengers. Also, there are no adjustable headrests for rear seat passengers. It has 2 airbags, one for the driver and one for the front passenger. The 7-inch touchscreen infotainment system is equipped with inbuilt navigation. It is easy to operate and comes loaded with many features. But it doesn't support Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It supports only MirrorLink. The automatic climate control is also a touch screen. It is very easy to operate and you will get used to it within a couple of days. The cooling effect is good. The chrome rings around the AC vents look premium. Opening the boot, it has a large boot space of 363 liters. The loading lip is low and huge luggages can be easily loaded into the boot. WRV doesn't have magic seats as that of the Jazz, but it has fully foldable rear seats to extend the boot space if required. We get a spare tire which is of same dimensions of the running tires. Honda hasn't cut cost by supplying a spare tire with slightly different dimensions. Coming to the practicality, the glove box is small in my opinion. It is not cooled and doesn't have a sunglass holder. We have storage space and drink holders near the gear knob. Bottle holders are there in front and rear doors. If you want your drink to be cold, you can store it here right in front of the AC vent. There is a HDMI port, an USB port and a 12-volt power socket in the lower part of the center console. Opening the driver armrest, we have some storage space. There is a 12-volt socket and an USB port. The top-end VX variant has an electric sunroof with one-touch open and close. It is also equipped with anti-pinch guard. Kids in your family will enjoy in a hill trip. We can change the tracks, adjust the volume, pick up phone calls and turn on the cruise control system using the steering mounted controls. When the reverse gear is engaged, we can see the rear of the car in the display. But the yellow grid lines do not turn with the steering. It would have been better to have a steering adaptive rear parking system. There are no reverse parking sensors like most other Honda cars. Due to its compact dimensions and a super light steering, it is easy to turn the car in narrow roads. Parking the car in tight parking spaces is very simple. It has a minimum turning radius of 5.3 meters. The Honda WRV looks very attractive, comes well equipped, has very spacious interiors and has a good performance. It might have a few cons, but nothing is a deal breaker. If you are in the market for a hot crossover, you should definitely check out the Honda WRV.
Please hit the thumbs up button if you like the video. Please hit the subscribe button if you aren't subscribed already. Also, please share this video to your friends. Thank you for watching and goodbye. Happy motoring.